Faith 180. You take your faith and you turn it around. Faith 180. Yeah.
The Faith 180 jingle continues to live on, and welcome everybody to Faith 180, the podcast where faith and mental health collide. I am one of your hosts, Tom Hazelton, and joining me all the way from the faraway land of Halifax is Jordan.
Hello, people of every community.
Every community this time. You've done the universe, you've done the world, you've done the earthlings. Now it's just every community, and I assume you mean every community that has ever existed on any planet.
That is correct, Tom.
Awesome. So how's Halifax treating you up there?
It's not bad. You know, some traffic today coming back to my hotel. Up here for work, and no, it's been going well.
Have you been hitting up the fitness center?
Yeah.
I don't even know where to find a fitness center in a hotel room. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, they didn't point that out on the map when I checked in.
So when do you come home? How long are you up there for?
I'm headed back tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I bet looking forward to it.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
And then we've got rehearsal tomorrow night for worship for Sunday.
Nice. So right back into it as soon as you get back in town.
That is correct.
But I think the real exciting thing is you should talk about what's going on next Friday.
Is that here already?
It's here already, man. October 27th.
Yeah. So October 27th at the YARMOUTH Wesleyan Church, we're showing The Blind. That is the true story of the Robertson family. And, we've sold quite a few tickets to that. We have a limited number of tickets, so I'd encourage anybody who's thinking about buying them to get them sooner rather than later. We do have some big shout-outs. So local sponsors, we love these guys. And the first one, Pleasant Supplies. Thank you guys for supporting this event.
Pleasant Supplies gave us a real pleasant surprise.
Ba-dum-bum. Yeah, that was wonderful. The next one, Roymar Builders. That would be my pops. Shout out to them.
Shout out to Roymar.
Yeah, awesome. They're always supporting a lot of local things. And instead of doing like big sponsorships, they kind of divide to a lot of people and help a lot of people.
Oh, right on. Right on.
Yeah, and same with Yarmouth Mazda. Thank you guys for your support. Partnerships like you guys are imperative, so really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And because of their donations, all of the food is covered for this event, and it is just going to be by donation only. And you want to tell everybody what is happening with that money, Jordan, that people are donating?
Yeah, so assuming our expenses are covered for the evening.
Because we do have a small overhead cost. Like, let's be completely transparent about that. So there is a small overhead cost that is coming out of pocket.
That is correct. But yeah, anything above and beyond, we're going to donate.
Which is exciting.
Yeah.
We should get giant, oversized novelty checks. So that we can do it for a picture.
I feel like that's beneath us.
I do too. I do too. I've just always wanted to use the phrase giant, oversized novelty check.
Well, we can order one, but I'm sure they're expensive.
Let's just get a whiteboard.
We need to send a fake one down, and hopefully they send us a real one back. A real fake one.
That's awesome. So again, thank you very much to Pleasant Supplies, Roymar Builders, and Yarmouth Mazda for sponsoring this event that is happening next Friday at Yarmouth Wesleyan Church.
Thank you, guys.
So one quick thing that I want to hit on before we get into the actual bulk of the show. We do have a social media page on Facebook for Faith 180. We really use it just for like announcements of upcoming episodes, new episodes. It's kind of bare bones right now. But we have received some direct messages, some direct messages
yes.
to the Faith 180 Facebook page.
The district is writing us.
The district is writing us. So we have received some direct messages to that Facebook page, and just to be completely transparent with everyone, neither Jordan or I are on social media. Our Facebook page is being run by our wives, actually, and that's really awesome that they're doing that. However, they don't really feel comfortable speaking on our behalf, I think is the best way to describe that.
Yeah.
So if you do have any questions, concerns, suggestions, anything, the best way to get a hold of us directly is one, stop us whenever you see us, whether it be at church or around town. Or if you're listening from somewhere that's not local to us, send us an email at faith180crew@gmail.com. That way it's guaranteed to be one of us who will respond to you.
Yeah, like our listeners down under.
Yeah, our Australian listeners. Wouldn't that be wild if they emailed us?
Yeah. They could send us some Australian snacks and we'll review them.
Faith180crew@gmail.com.
Yeah, free of charge. We won't even charge them to send us snacks.
That would be wild. So yeah, faith180crew@gmail.com if you want to get a hold of us directly, or just pull us aside whenever you see us. So, Jordan, it appears to me, according to this run sheet that you have written, that there is something that you want to share with everybody.
That is correct, Tom. It's Fun Fact Friday. No, so the fun fact for this Friday is about Bibles. Just a totally random fact. And why not put some knowledge in your brain? So sold for more than $14 million at Sotheby's in 2013. The East Bay Psalm book is one of the most expensive books in the world, and it isn't even a complete Bible. It's a poetic English translation of Psalms by leading Puritan ministers from the Massachusetts Bay Colony. Published in 1640, the first book ever printed in what is now the United States. At 47 pages, each page is worth almost $300,000. As an artifact of colonial America and religious history, it's practically priceless. And that's from the Reader's Digest.
That is a very fun fact, Jordan. Thank you for sharing that fun fact.
Yeah.
On Fun Fact Friday.
Yeah. That's, would you buy a page?
For $300,000, no. If I had a page, would I sell it for $300,000? Probably.
I think I'd take $10,000.
Oh, would you? Let's be honest here. I'd take $120.
Yeah, we're just talking about moving it for cash.
Exactly right. We do have a guest with us here this week, and after our last guest, I think it only makes sense that we have this person on as well. And Jordan, why don't you do the honors of introducing them?
It's Brooke's husband. So Keegan's he's not only a great friend of mine, he's my brother-in-law and Brooke's husband, obviously. And after we wrapped up with Brooke a few weeks ago, she mentioned the obvious, and that was that the man's side of child loss is rarely heard. And I think she had a good point, and she said, you should talk to my husband. So here we are, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls. It's Keigin.
Hi, everybody.
Keigin, what's going on? What's new in your world, and how are the twins?
Well, they're going through the teething stage, so it's long nights, long days, keeping us on our heads.
Teething is the worst. I remember when my son, when he was teething, it was bad. I can't imagine what it's like doing it with two.
Twins, yeah.
Yeah, that's brutal. So, like Jordan had said, we were talking with your wife a couple weeks ago, and, during our conversation, and based on what she told us, it sounds like, Keigin, you yourself may have done a Faith 180 along the way, the trials that you both went through. We wanted to dive into that today, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. So I'll start it off, Jordan, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Awesome. So, Keigin, tell us about your relationship with Jesus growing up, and what was your first experience or encounter like with Jesus?
Well, I went to Sunday school, church, when I was, probably 5, 6. I remember going to church just down the road, and I went quite a bit, but eventually I can't quite remember why I stopped, but we were always kind of busy, between me and my sister, we were running around doing sports, and we had all that other kinds of stuff. And it was only Mom was doing all of it for us, so she could only take us so many places, so many times. So it just kind of got put to the back burner, and I haven't gone since a few years ago.
So it wasn't necessarily like a falling out with Christ. It was just kind of
No.
It just didn't really fit into
Yeah.
your lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, moving on to like when you met Brooke, I guess you had just kind of been stagnant, I guess, in terms of church and everything. Did she introduce you to it right away?
Oh, we went to church together when we first started dating. It not right away when we first started, but like after a while, she took me to church, and after a while, we started going every Sunday, and it started picking up more and more the longer we dated.
So with you going to church with Brooke, did anything at any point in time really spark with you, or was it just kind of just something you did because she was asking you to do it?
At first, it was kind of, it's not that I didn't want to go, I just kind of, I don't know. It took me a while to sink in for me, like what was going on and what was happening and all that kind of stuff.
Kudos to you, because it took me a while
Yeah.
to figure it out.
Now, Brooke had kind of gone through a lot of the trials that you guys had gone through over the couple years of, trying to start a family, and she went into a lot of detail about that. And we don't mind if any of the details are repeated here. I mean, this is your story as well, so go into as much detail as you want. But during the trials that you guys faced with everything, trying to start your family and the miscarriages that you guys experienced as a couple, what were some of the most challenging moments you faced as a couple during this difficult period, and how did it test your guys' relationship?
It was just hard seeing Brooke the way she was, like how hurt she was, and like just the way she was. Nothing I could do really could help her get through that, and it hurt me knowing that. It kind of brought us closer, though. Eventually, it might separate some people, but it kind of brought us back together, closer.
And a lot of it, is being emotionally present for it as well, for her. So, because like during her episode, I'm sure you listened to it, and I'm sure you guys have talked about it a lot before. She had mentioned that she felt a guilt that she was letting you down. But again, she always reiterated over and over and over again that you were super supportive the whole time, which is amazing to hear. So kudos to you for going through that and being there for her during your grieving as well.
Yeah, kudos, bro.
Yeah, she said like many times, like, you could do better than me. Like, find somebody that could give you kids, but it's just never crossed my mind about doing that. Like, I never wanted to leave. I wanted to stick it out and be with her and help her get through it and just see where we could go.
Yeah, that's really deep. You guys are going through the miscarriages, and then you guys started coming at church quite frequently. The Wesleyan?
Yeah.
What was that like, I guess, when you first started coming there?
For me, it was I didn't know what to expect. I was just going. Brooke mentioned going there one day, and I was like, yeah, sure, we'll give it a try and see what happens. And we've been there ever since. We like it there. We like the people there. It's just a nice place to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if Tom was witness to it, but I was there the day you got baptized. That was pretty awesome.
I was there for that. And not I'm not going to take the thunder here from, the statement, because you obviously have far more emotional attachment to it than I did. I just remember sitting there watching, the babies being dedicated in the morning, and then Keigin being baptized later in the service. And I just remember thinking, hey, that's awesome that's happening all in one service. But not knowing the full emotional impact behind it.
Yeah, it was pretty, like, Brooke mentioned it, and she said it'd be pretty cool if you get we talked about dedicating the babies, and we was like Mother's Day would be a good day to do it. And then she brought up the idea of why don't you get baptized on the same day? It'd be get it all done. I was like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Do this all in one, be there and have everyone there, family and everything.
So I know we kind of jumped to the happy ending there relatively quickly, but let's go back to, moving through the miscarriages. You guys are still going to church. When did you start, I guess, praying, or was there a moment that marked like a return, or you saying, okay, Jesus, we're going to put our faith in you for this?
Yeah, like after the first one, it was first loss. It was there. I wasn't really praying that much. It was like I was just wondering what was going on, like worrying about Brooke and what was going to be next for us. And then we tried again, and we got lost the next one. And then I kind of started. I prayed a little bit, not a whole lot, but after the third one, I was like, okay, I got to start and put my full faith in, and hopefully something will happen. Then we got pregnant with the twins, and I was like, okay, this has to stick. We had when we had two. When I seen there was two, I was like, okay, this must be God saying if you couldn't have one, so here's two at once. And the funny thing was, Brooke's grandmother was like, when she found out Brooke was pregnant, she said to her, I prayed for you every day to have a baby, and I might have prayed a little too hard, and you ended up with two.
That sounds like Grandma. That sounds like Edith, which is my daughter's middle name. We named her after her, but yeah, she was a firecracker for Jesus, that's for sure.
Firecracker. I want to get a T-shirt made that says "Firecracker for Jesus."
Just a picture of my grandma in the rocking chair. That'd be awesome. Faith 180 logo on one side.
Firecracker for Jesus. I can only imagine.
She was. Listen. The day of her funeral, the hearse turned to pull into the cemetery. Keigin was there. What happened?
Yeah, we showed up. Everyone showed up pretty much all the same time, and we come over the hill, and there she is, sitting in the ditch trying to go up a hill. So then tow truck came, hauled her out, and we all carried her up the hill.
There's no way. There's no way.
Told you, she was a firecracker.
Yeah.
Wow. And I can only, I don't even know how to segue from that.
Yeah, she wasn't going down easy.
No.
Oh man.
I can only imagine just what you felt knowing that there was two after everything that you had been through. Like realizing there's two, on a first pregnancy without going through everything is a shock. I can only imagine what it was like after everything that you guys had been through.
Yeah, it was knowing, like, getting pregnant with one is like, okay, we're pregnant. But then you're like, there's no way that twins, like, you'd be thinking that wouldn't happen to me. But Brooke showed up to her dad's house where we were working, and she showed us a picture, and my first thought was, you took a photo off of Google or something, like, joking or something, like, there's
as one would suspect, yeah, probably, right? At that point.
Yeah. And Roy's face is just, like, jaw dropped, and then all of a sudden he started crying, and Brooke was like, no, it's real. And I'm like, no. It took me a while to sink in, but eventually it did.
During everything and, coming back and to faith and, starting praying and whatnot, other than prayer, was there any other, specific practices that helped you connect with your faith and find healing? And were there any specific passages or teachings from the Bible that you found comforting or inspiring?
Yeah, I did a lot of praying, and we both did, like, together, and I did by myself. And we made it a priority to go to church, and we surrounded ourselves with friends and family, like, with the same mind. And a passage that kind of sticks with me is Proverbs 3, verse 5 to 6. trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. So I had to trust in His timing and believe if and when He decided He would one day we would have kids. And it wasn't up to me and Brooke. It was up to Him whenever He decided.
That's powerful stuff.
That is very powerful stuff. And we say all the time, it's His timeline, not ours.
Yeah. You gotta fully commit, which is a challenge at times. It
wasn't easy, but
no. A theme that I hear oftentimes in testimonies, like fighting with God. I've certainly experienced that, where I think one thing, but He's saying the other, and we're in a debate.
Not only that, but, challenging God. Show me the sign now or I'm out type deal. Like, there's a lot of bargaining and there's a lot of...
Yeah, that's a common theme, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a common theme. I bargained with God one time and I actually got the answer right away, which still blows my mind. Did I ever tell you that story?
No.
It was the first time I was in a church in 16 years, and I said, I was sitting up in the booth. I wasn't sitting with the regular congregation. I was sitting up in the booth with my brother who was doing tech, and I'm like, all right, you have my attention for you have my attention for 30 minutes. Impress me. And for 30 minutes, AJ, I say AJ, but really it was God speaking through AJ, went on to describe my current life situation, what I had done to get there. And basically him saying, you're a screw up, but I still love you. It was wild.
Yeah. You can certainly wrestle with God. And I think, we heard it from both Brooke and Keigin that when it came to the children, they were certainly wrestling with Him. And, your experience with that, so multiple miscarriages, how did that shape your perspective on today, your family, your spirituality? What's that like now?
It's just knowing that as easy as happiness can come, it can be taken away from you just like a snap of the finger, like gone. It made me love Brooke more and like seeing her in a different way and loving her in different ways than I did before. And just seeing her deal with it physically and mentally, how strong women are that go through losses. Like, it's hard on them and it's hard on their families, and it's brought faith and helped me build my love and relationship with God, and just gave me a deep love and appreciation for my kids. There truly is nothing better, a greater feeling than being the dad to both of them, just coming home to them every day and seeing the faces, their smiles, and just knowing that they're here with us and God made that happen.
I think what's interesting is, like, sometimes dads get looked at as like superheroes, but we're all just humans, which, and yeah, same feeling when I see Adeline. I was texting Kelsey, or we had a video chat earlier, and then I was texting her after, and I said, I can't wait to see both of them. Hopefully Adeline's at the door, like, waving or babbling.
That's the best feeling. Like, I hate going away for work, but, coming home is the best. It just sucks that you have to go away for it to get it. And not go away to get it, but I mean, like, even coming home from work, but when you're gone for a couple days, it's just that much sweeter. So,
it puts a smile. Just to see that both of them just perk right up, and as soon as you come around the corner, they're there, and they just light right up and makes you feel right warm and tingly inside.
The warm and tingles, man. One question that I do want to ask, we asked it to Brooke from the female and mother side. We asked her, what advice do other mothers need to hear who's going through this? But I'm going to ask you the question, what advice do you give to other men and fathers who may be going through similar challenges and are seeking to find the strength through their faith?
It's not to give up when the road ahead looks so dark, and as easy as that sounds, it's not going to be easy. It's very, very hard to try to look at the positives and when you're down a dark road, but you have to put all your faith all your trust in God, even when prayers seem to not having it, like not be answered, and just nothing seems to be working or moving along, and you just need to keep the faith and lean on Him.
Amen
Also,
to that.
yeah, happy wife means a happy life too. That helps some.
Amen.
Amen to that.
I can support that. No, that's it's yeah. When you're in the thick of it, it's when it's hardest to have any type of faith, and I think all of our experiences have been similar in that when you lean in more during those times, God will start to show Himself and reveal Himself to you, and that's powerful, very powerful.
Yeah. Just gotta listen every once in a while and not keep talking the whole time.
Yeah, we do the listening part very poorly. So, Keigin, I want to thank you for coming on. I know my sister kind of voluntold you, but truly, it's been an honor to hear kind of what you were going through during all of that. You know, hopefully that this might help somebody else that's going through that.
Keigin, yeah, we appreciate it greatly, man. Like it's 10:30 at night, and your kids are teething, so it's thank you for finding the time to carve out and sit with us for a little bit here.
No, not a problem at all. I'm just happy to get my story out, I guess. My side, I guess.
Yeah, we appreciate you telling that story. And, you know, if you're listening at home and you want to like and subscribe and share this, we'd greatly appreciate that. Keigin, we'll let you hop off there, man. Get back to your kids. And me and Tom will just kind of sit on, recap, and close out the episode.
Sounds good.
Take it easy, bud.
You too.
So, Tom, that was my brother-in-law, Keigin.
That's, like I said, it's the first time I've really talked to the guy. Like, I see him every Sunday, and I usually wave to him and say, "Hey, how's it going?" But I've never really had a conversation with him.
No, really nice guy. I mean, when Brooke started dating him, I think it was like for a year, we didn't even know if he talked.
I was going to say, he seems like a man of few words.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing at all.
When he speaks, it's meaningful.
Yeah.
No, I think it's really good to hear that side of it, because, you know, when she said that, I was like, yeah, she's probably right. You don't really hear that side of it because obviously physically things are happening with the female, but there's another person involved there, and there's another emotional attachment. And I think it's very valuable to hear that, you know what, it wasn't easy for him. He struggled at times to keep his faith, but when he was most grounded was when he started hearing back from Jesus. So,
yeah, you recapped that perfectly. Yeah, just there's always both sides, and I'm just happy he took the time to come and share his side.
Yeah, most certainly. So upcoming in the next couple of weeks, what do we got going on, Tom?
Well, we are hoping to sit down with someone who we met relatively recently by the name of Lindsay. She's going to talk about her Faith 180. It's actually, you know, from what I've heard, you've heard more of her story than I have, and it's, you know, pretty interesting one.
Yeah, we won't spoil it, but that one's going to be, you know, really good. I think it'll resonate with a lot of people, and I'm excited to hear her testimony.
We've also, today, I have locked down the one, the only, Brett Smith. And he's going to come on, and he's going to talk about some of the challenges that the youth of today are facing when it comes to mental health.
And what's Brett do?
Brett is the youth pastor at Yarmouth Wesleyan Church.
That is correct. That's going to be. I'm really excited for that one.
I am too. I'm heavily involved in youth ministry as well, and Brett and I work pretty closely together, so I've gotten to know him a little bit over the last couple of years, and yeah, it's going to be a good one.
So we'll have a couple of those kind of beyond the pulpit series. We're also going to be telling a few more stories. We've got Courtney, my sister, and Jess, Tom's wife. That's planned, and then we'll probably take a little bit of a break, you know, into the winter months and come back with some fresh content. We'll see how that goes, but there's still lots to come. So
there's lots to come. Like we've even talked about a book that we're going to read together that we're going to talk about after, about deconstructing our faith, which is something that you and I did in our teens and early 20s. But yeah, no, we have lots planned and lots on the go. It's just a matter of, locking down the times to talk with everybody. So
yeah, we probably got enough until like the middle of December. So we really appreciate it. Stick around. We've got a lot of great feedback. Follow us on Facebook. I want to remind everybody of The Blind. Get your tickets at faith180.ca. Don't delay. faith180.ca. Don't delay. faith180.ca. Thank you to the sponsors, Pleasant Supplies, Roymar Builders, Yarmouth Mazda. We love you guys.
And we love each and every one of you for taking the time to listen to this episode.
Faith 180. You take your faith and you turn it around. Faith 180. Yeah.
Faith 180 is an independent podcast featuring, produced, and edited by Tom Hazelton and Jordan Hamilton. Got a question, suggestion, prayer request, or story of your own faith? Email faith180 at faith180crew@gmail.com. Faith 180 is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Don't forget to follow and turn on notifications for whenever a new episode goes live. Thank you for listening, and remember, you, yes you are worthy of God's grace.